Getting back out there after a breakup is easier than you think it is. You know, sometimes relationships just don't work out, man, and maybe you given everything to that woman, and maybe you were a great provider, a great partner, or a great protector, and you might have been married, you might have been living together, and you might have been building something as far as a goal to set with somebody, and whether she walked out or things faded over time, it was just a time for you to go ahead and let go. And there's always this moment for a lot of men, an awkward moment when you start wondering after things, after the breakup or after the divorce or after the separation. A lot of men are always asking themselves, like, what now? What do I do now? Like, what is the next step that I need to take as a man? And for a lot of guys, they are going through some kind of a heartbreak or something like that. And once somebody gets out of a relationship, they get into what I call the unfamiliar. And because for all those months and all those years, you've been doing just a basic routine with this one person, and you've built this kind of life with this person, and now they're gone and they're out of your life. And a lot of people are like, well, now that I don't have a woman in my life, what do I do now? And you're trying to figure out who you are again, and you're trying to wonder, what is my place in all of this? And maybe it's been years of a long relationship, or maybe it's been months since you actually was out there dating or got back into the dating scene. And it seems like when you get back into the scene, you feel like you're a fish out of water, because it seems like everything has changed and everything is moving really fast and all this. You just don't know, like, oh my God, this is like, sometimes you get like kind of blown away in this different world where now you have dating apps, dating games, you have filters, ghosting. There are rules out there that you never knew even existed and everything. And you feel like you're stepping into a pool that you haven't swam in years. And now all of a sudden everything, it looks weird, it looks professional, it looks like made up. It's just an overwhelming experience that someone can actually have. And you then question yourself and ask yourself, am I too old for this? Has things passed me by? Well, here is the truth that cuts through all the noise. The one thing in all of the world, remember, it's the one thing that I've always said, I'm only saying, listen, there is nothing new under the sun except you. There's nothing new under the sun except you. And what I'm saying is, the one thing that doesn't change in this whole thing is you. And I'm not talking about your worth or your presence or your ability to lead or anything like that. What I'm talking about, you're not necessarily starting over. You're just remembering what you've already had inside of you, and you're just trying to pull that out and access it. And once you return back to the game and back to who you are, you're actually going to realize that the connection has never gone away. People assume that just because everything changes around us, that once we get back into that pool of change, that it's going to be hard to actually access, and that's not the truth. You're just one step back, and actually before you step back in it, you just got to overthink every move, and you want to leave with these 3 powerful mindsets that will shift what you're going to change the next time you go out there to get out there and put your bid in. You're going to stop approaching women. When you learn the game, you're going to put your bid in because you believe in yourself, one thought, one mind, one way, and everything is technically about you. So the thing is that we've got to realize and recognize in all of this is, number one thing is, we have to stop overthinking. You already have what it takes, and you don't need to become this brand new man to succeed with women again. You just need to actually return to the real you, to the roots of who you are. the version of yourself that doesn't need approval from a woman to move forward and anything like that. You see, most men think that they have to be perfect in this whole thing. They think they have to have the best body, they have to have the most money, they have to have the perfect lines and all this other stuff. And what they don't understand is that women want someone who is actually attentive and authentic, not someone who is trying to be flawless, okay? And see, gentlemen, that nervousness that you feel before reaching and going out again or dating for the first time again is not weakness, okay? It's not. Don't look at it as weakness. You just got to get back and show up and go back to the roots of who you are. The more you go back to the roots of who you are, the better your chances are with women. You don't need more time to prepare, because a lot of people are going to say you need all this time. No, you just need to know who you are. One thought, one mind, one way. The more you know that, you win. Number two, understanding that the real game is never going to be about looks or money. The truth is the world out there has changed, and it is a false interpretation of things. And the actual truth is that men all over the world, whether they are tall, they're short, they're broke, they're out of shape, they're struggling and anything like that, they just don't understand the real game. They don't understand the game isn't about status. It's not about perfection. It's about the connection that you actually have to yourself, that you're allowing a woman to come into your life and connect with you. Women don't want a resume, or they don't want a portfolio of all the money that you're making unless you're boring. What they want is a feeling, and that feeling comes from emotions that crave sexual attention. And that's the beautiful thing about a man: one thought, one mind, one way. If you can just lock onto what we're saying, and you will have more sexual influence over the woman. See, the thing about your sexual confidence, it's something that is playful, it's fun, you're in control. You have the ability to flirt, and all these things, these are actually going to be your weapons. You don't need to catch up to the world. You just need to remember who you were in the world you're in right now. Never forget, you never lose who you are just because you were in a relationship, guys. And last but not least, you have to embrace the learning curve of everything. Every interaction that you make with a woman is going to lace you up with the game and make you stronger than what you are. Yes, of course, you're going to mess up. Yes, of course, you're going to say things that might be odd and weird and things like that, but it's cool, man. Don't sweat that thing. You might get tested by women who want to see how solid you really are. And guess what? That's all a part of this. You see, these things that I'm talking about are not actual failures. They're just things that's going to happen with women because they want to make sure that you're actually the person that you say you are. And every date and every conversation that you have and every moment that you have is going to give you the opportunity to actually sharpen your edge and sharpen who you are. See, when you stop worrying and fearing the rejection and start seeing that every interaction is a chance for you to refine the game that you have, your confidence, everything changes and skyrockets, because at the end of the day, you don't need a woman's approval. Instead, what you're doing is actually evaluating her. And you're going to go from trying to be chosen by being the person that calls the shots. Basically, you're going to become a shot caller. Being the person to say that, are you worthy of me? So this is the bottom line in everything, gentlemen. Bottom line is that at the end of the day, you're not behind. Just because you're got out of a bad relationship doesn't mean you're behind, okay? You've made sacrifices, you've given your best, and maybe things just didn't work out, okay? But that doesn't mean that you don't work out. And the one thing where you've got to learn is that you've got to stop chasing the lies and the drama that's out there and chase yourself. Connect to your position of power and who you are. Embrace yourself. One thought, one mind, one way. The more you embrace yourself, you actually change up the game. You change up the interpretations of everything. And guess what? You become the storm that triggers everything. Now listen, I want you guys actually just get back out there. Don't try to prove anything to yourself, okay? And just remember something at the end of the day. You've never lost your power. You just forgot how dangerous you are when you're connected to your power. Guys, let me hear in the comments, man. Let me know What are you going through right now? Are you just getting out of a relationship? Let us know, man, because here's the thing. I want to let you know it's okay. If you just got out of a relationship and you're trying to get back into the game, don't worry. This is the perfect video for you, okay, guys? So let me know what you think, man. You guys got this. One thought, one mind, one way, man. Get out there and show women who you actually are by showing yourself who you are to yourself. Remember, there's nothing new under the sun except you.